Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. We are welcoming back the Rewatch series, guys, that normally took place on Tuesday nights. We've done The Wire now. Next up is Breaking Bad. Very excited for that. And I also have my partner in non-crime, okay? Non-violent crimes. Moochie!
Yeah,
What's up, girl?
partner in a crime drama. That's who I am. Her
Yep.
partner in the crime drama discussion. Okay.
Exactly. There you go. My partner in crime drama discussion. I literally just found out, so I'm super excited. First, we are talking about Breaking Bad Season 1, Episode 2. If you're one of the first time watchers, please go check out episode number 1, which dropped pre-recorded at 8 o'clock. All right. We're talking about episode 2. It's called The Cat's in the Bag. Okay, guys. Now, I'm excited because Moochie just revealed to me something very shocking, which is that she has never seen this series. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
You won't get any spoilers from me, y'all, this time, all
Yeah,
right?
there's
Okay.
definitely no spoilers, but I'm so excited to hear like what she has to say. Like it's almost like when I watched, my favorite show, which is of course Game of Thrones, and I love watching reactors react to certain things, big things that happen. I can't wait to certain things. Oh my gosh. Every time something big happens, that's when we're definitely going live. Like I said, some of these things are going to be pre-recorded. All right, let's get into it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set us up. I thought I had my stuff out already, girl. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So whoever's in the building, what's up? I know J Mac was here, Rashonda and Daria. People could catch it on the replay. It's all good. What's up, Sally? LH. All right. So once that cues up, Mooch, I'm gonna. So we could talk about this though. So the episode actually starts off where we left off. That's one thing I kind of like about this series is that it kind of starts off where they leave off. So far, we see that. Now where we left off in episode 1 though was with Skyler and Walt getting it in. And it's something that I didn't really appreciate. I could have.
Look, we know how you feel about love scenes. You feel uncomfortable, so
Yeah, I feel very uncomfortable, but Moochie, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, child,
it
but
just looked
Walt,
like two old people doing it.
yes, and I'm not.
It looked like just two old people doing
It
it.
was not. Yeah, and then her face, she looked like an old porn star. Like,
Oh, I know,
oh
right?
my gosh, I don't even want to do that. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have did that for you.
Look, you feel that uncomfortable?
I was just like, what is happening? Oh Lord. All right. So, after they're done though, Walt goes into the bathroom and he doesn't come out until freaking daybreak. All right. And I'm just like, wow. She doesn't knock on the door. I'm like, if your husband, y'all finish, getting it in, and he goes into the bathroom and he's in there for hours and hours and hours. Like she gonna knock on the door like when the hours later. Like,
When
are
that,
you coming out?
when that happened, I'm like, you ain't gonna go and check this dude's pulse because he was all out of breath walking to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, why? She ain't going to check and see if he's still alive because we know what's going on with him,
Right.
but she don't know what's going on with him. But
Exactly.
still, she's looking at him like he doing something different this time than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So she, her spidey senses is tingling. But anywho.
She was like, Walt, is that you? That was on the first episode, but oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, so let's move on, guys. So we get to 12. We rewind to 12 hours earlier, and somehow Walt and Jesse were able to find a man to pull the RV out of the ditch. Okay, with like, what was that? Some type of digger or tractor thing?
Oh, it was a crane, right?
It was whatever
Yeah.
those yellow things. I call them like a digger, but it's more than that. It was strong enough to pull that daggone tractor out. I know that much. Mike, what is it called? What's up, Mike Conley? All right, so now they're thanking the man, and we got Walt over there who was over explaining himself, and Jesse was saying, "Yeah, man, mad props," right? And the man, the man is just staring at them quietly, and then they pay him money that looks to be wet with chemical, I assume.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Look like you smelt the money.
Yes, exactly. You know what's funny? Going off track just a little bit. You see how this man, he didn't say anything. Did you see Killers of the Flower Moon?
I know he was in it. I saw parts of it remember when I was trying to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know parts of it.
No,
he's
I don't
in
know
another.
I don't know. I don't know if he's in it though.
I know he's on something on Showtime that I was watching, The Curse.
Okay, because because my point that I'm trying to make is his silence. It just kind of reminded me of what they said about the Osage people, was that they're really silent, but don't mistake their silence for stupidity.
Right.
So they don't have a lot. They don't have a lot to say. So I was just looking at that like, oh shoot, I just realized that like they really are not much for conversation, but that means they are thinking a lot. So this man took that money with that chemical money, and he probably like, what is going on here?
And he seemed like he took money out of his wallet.
Who?
Because he was looking for the money. Remember when he went in?
Yeah. Walt, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was trying. Remember, he didn't have no money in his wallet,
and then they had to take more money out of the bag.
Out of that bag, yeah. And it was like that bag is like that money is mad wet and chemical. Oh my gosh, I don't know how that man gonna do that. I'm pretty sure he got some Indian remedy, Native American remedy to clean that money.
Yeah, because they think about stuff like bad juju with stuff like that.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go back to, it's pretty much back to the real issue at hand, where there's two so-called dead guys in the back of the RV, right? So they got to get the RV to start. Then Walt tells Jesse that they're gonna go back to his place, handle the two bodies, then their paths will never cross again. All right. So after they get to the RV, they get it started again, and it was funny to me how they were kind of like going back and forth arguing, and Walt was like, shut up, because Jesse was like, we're not taking this back to my house, this and that. And so they just acting frantic, and then when the RV starts up, they gave each other a high five. They was all excited and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. But did you notice how he looked at him when he was coughing?
Yeah, I think he keeps noticing him coughing. Yeah, but he's not. I don't know if he's really.
He was looking like, what the heck? Like,
yeah,
it was like one of them type of looks. like what's wrong with you? What you got?
Yeah, and he probably could have chalked it up to the fact that they was just around all
the chemicals. I think he did chalk it up to that.
So then, right, we get back to the present day. Well, wait, before that, guys, after the RV gets started, right, the celebration was short-lived because they hear one of the guys breathing in the back of the RV. And then look at Walt with no pants on. Like, it's just
yo, and then he got tighty whities on.
Right. And so obviously but when he went home, he had to buy some pants.
You know what got me? You know what got me? Had me cracking up? The arrow that he had to point up so he wouldn't look at his behind.
What?
He had an arrow on the crack of his butt pointing upwards. And I was like, y'all was dying when I seen that.
Oh, I missed it. Oh my gosh. All right. So guys, next we get back to the present day, and Walt is having breakfast with his family, and the phone rings and they let the answer machine pick it up. Okay. So we hear Jesse on the phone, and he's like, hello, Mr. White, this is AT&T. If you're not happy with your long distance service and all this stuff, I really like to talk to you. So Walt rushes to the phone to pick it up. And Jesse is panicking because one of the guys are rolling around in the RV, after Walter
Mhm.
told Jesse that the dude was practically dead. So, what were you thinking when you were seeing this, Moochie? Like,
When I was like, he is not dead because he was still coughing.
right.
And I'm like, yo, what I'm like, they busy arguing about who's gonna do what to whom.
Mm-hmm. You're
And
not yet, but yeah.
it's just like he's telling him you're not paying attention, and I'm just their relationship so far,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. That's what's
Right.
getting me. Like he's like, well, you never paid attention in my class. So,
Yep.
like, so that's what I
Yes.
meant when I was like, with
Right. You
their
yeah.
relationship. So it is kind of funny with the
It,
back and forth with them.
oh my gosh. Whoever came up with this was so genius because it's their relationship is like it's like the odd couple. It totally does not mix at all. So you're definitely right about that. So no, not yet. So Walt is like, you can't be calling me while I'm having breakfast with my family, right? And he's still trying to act like he's talking to the AT&T person. But Jesse's like, nah, man, that's too bad because we got loose ends and I need your help and all this stuff, right? So Moochie, but what I do want you to talk about is how suspicious Skyler is getting because she hears him on the phone and she's walking in closer.
All right, so I'm gonna take you back to why she's getting suspicious now.
Uh-huh.
Remember, she done got it put on her in a different way. So she
Uh-huh.
thinking he done learned some new tricks from
Right.
somebody. So she getting like all these crazy phone calls, and you talking longer than usual, and you know this ain't AT&T. So her spidey senses is tingling.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he over there. So as soon as they leave, Walt and Walt Jr., as soon as they leave, Skylar star 69's the number. And when she hears his answer machine picks up, he's there though. So I don't know why he didn't pick up the phone, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
Yo, 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 1483 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, represent ABQ. What up? I'm like, what the?
He's like, yo, yo, yo.
And so, could you imagine you a wife trying to figure out what the heck is going on with your square husband? Okay, a boring, bland man, and now you got this weird conversation going on, and then you start 69. You this yo 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 bop 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 bop. It's like what the heck is going on? But
Yo,
we'll
she
get
started being an
yeah.
investigator
We
after
go
that, from that point.
absolutely. So we definitely going to talk about that, right? So now while Walt is at work, right? And he's yesterday's events are kind of like on his mind because when a student asked him if certain info was going to be on the midterm, Walter thought that the kid said, is this going to be on the murder? um and after class we also see Walt grab a few bottles of hydrofluoric acid. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just thinking like, yo, the fact that these type of chemicals are in a school is weird to me. Like,
But you know what though? He could be like one of them real deal chemistry teachers where he's
mhm.
ordering the supplies.
That yeah, well, somebody needs to check on that because if you need something like that, that needs to be flagged. You know how like in the in pharmaceuticals or narcotics, you got to
Mm-hmm.
have a specific, you can't have refills and all that, and it has to be a prescription, and certain things have to happen with the controlled substance. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
that's I feel like that needs to be taken care of with that situation. Okay, but now guys, we got Jesse who hears he hears some noise. He hears the door to the RV open, and when he goes outside to see what's going on, one of the guys, which is Crazy 8, guys, we already know at this point, it's Crazy 8. He's gone. Okay, so at the same time, Walt is driving to Jesse's house, and he sees freaking Crazy 8 walking in the middle of the road like a walker from the freaking Walking Dead.
Yeah, that
And
looked
I was,
crazy.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And this guy, yo, whatever that stuff he gave them, that tore their lungs up. It killed one of them. It killed Emilio, and it tore this guy's lungs up, yo. It sounds like the way he's breathing, it actually sounds painful too at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it burns his
Yeah, I was
throat,
about
like
to,
his
yeah.
throat is on fire.
I was about to say it sounds like his lungs is on fire, but you're right,
Mm-hmm.
something is on fire. Cause whew.
On
So
fire.
Where am I at? So, okay. So do you want to so he like I said, Walt sees him. Can you explain what happens next? As you can see, Walt is reaching for him. Say what happens after
When
this.
he sees him, he's trying to get his attention, but he's trying not to be too crazy because it's a neighborhood, residential neighborhood.
Broad
He's on
daylight.
his way to damn, I hate when I forget names.
Jesse.
He's on his way to Jesse's house. So
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to get his attention, but in a subtle manner. And when he sees him, crazy he like,
Yeah.
he trying to run. He ran straight into that tree. I was like, oh shoot, he is messed up.
Yes. I'm like, yo, what in the world? That was hilarious, yo. It wasn't, but it was. Okay, so next we see this is what you were talking about, how Skyler gonna go straight up into some type of investigation. So we see that she's being her own private eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to know more about this mysterious phone call, like what that Walt got this morning. Who the heck is this guy calling my house and my husband? And she was tracing Jesse's number and everything. But what I want to talk about is
she's like, what's a MILF?
Yeah, she is such a prude. She didn't know. That's the reason why she was somebody like Walt, because she's a super prude. And you see what it says? It says, banging the skins with my smoking band, twat hammer. Oh my gosh, twat hammer. Let me not repeat that.
I ain't know twat was spelled that way. I always thought it was TWAUT.
TWAUT.
I never knew it was a GHT with that.
Listen, I would just say TWOT. Shoot. I feel like if it's not a real word, you can spell it however the heck you want to.
It isn't a real word. You absolutely right.
Nowadays, though, in this kind of world we live in, everything becomes a real word. Bootylicious is now in the freaking dictionary, which is dumb as heck. Yeah. So yeah, she over here investigating. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is, I felt Skyler's like her anxiety and all that. When you go through that and you know that something's up with your husband and you start doing that, I've been there before, like looking through things and trying to figure stuff out. So that's a really terrible feeling. So I already know. Okay. Now we got next we get back to Walt and Jesse, and they got Crazy 8 down in the basement, and Walt asks Jesse to tell him more about Crazy 8. And this is when Jesse tells Walt that Crazy 8's name is Crazy 8 and that he's a distributor. Now the main thing that Walt wanted to know is if Crazy 8 was a man of reason. So Jesse was like, well, if you're referring to us letting him go and then Crazy 8 not coming back to delete us and our entire family, I would say that that's pretty much a slim chance, right? And then we hear more noise from the basement, and Jesse was like, yo, we didn't tie him up and this and that. He started panicking. One thing somebody said, Sally said that the person playing Jesse, like the actor's doing such a great job. He really did.
Oh, yeah.
The guy playing Walter White, what's his name? Bryan Cranston. Amazing. What's up, Tamika? Amazing. Okay, both of them did a great job. But Jesse is like, yo, if I was him, I would be, trying to act like I'm knocked out, but in the meantime, I would be looking for a weapon when nobody's looking. So he's like, we need to tie him up, yo. So next thing you know, Jesse goes outside and he gets this, like, whatever this that bar thing is that you put on the motorcycle.
Oh, that was a bike lock that he put on him.
Right. So, but he got it from off his motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he put it on his his And the crazy thing is he put it on himself first. Like, let me make sure that nobody could get out. I was like, this is messed up, yo.
Yo, because look, this is something that is not his forte. So he like, look, let me test this ish out in case to see if it works.
Yep. They both new to this thing. They like, we trying to
oh, should we use the bike lock and that fit around it? I didn't think it was gonna fit through his neck like that until he did it.
Yeah. That was smart though that he tried it out first. Oh my gosh. So next, we hear Jesse and Walt they're arguing over what to do next with Crazy Eight, and this is what you were kind of talking about earlier, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're also blaming each other for the situation. Okay, now Walt, he blames Jesse for bringing Emilio and Crazy Eight around him, and Jesse blames Walt for seeking him out as a business partner. You know, he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "You act like I came to you begging to cook meth." You know, he's like, "Oh hey, nerdiest guy I know, you want to come cook Crystal?" I'd ask my diaper wearing granny, but her wheelchair wouldn't fit in the RV. So, you know,
Yo, he was mad though.
yes, he's mad, but I get it. Like, you kind of got to see where he's coming from. He's in this game, but he wasn't as deep. Like, he knows Walter, he knows Mr. White, but it's so funny that meeting him and getting involved in one batch, they only got to cook one batch.
And all
And
of this
all of these
happened.
problems, yeah, I'm like, yo, this is some misfortune. But yo, at the same time, like I made a comment in the last recap for the episode 1. I was saying that it's so ironic that Walt has this kind of like a death sentence with being diagnosed with this terminal illness, yet he evaded death like 3 times in the first episode. Remember when
Exactly,
I was
y'all.
like, what the heck is going on?
When
You
he
know, it's
passed
like,
out, when he passed out
yep,
at work, that
uh-huh,
could have been a bad situation.
yep. And
And
then
then with these guys.
yep, with them, they was about to blow him away, but then he's like, oh, I'll teach you how to cook. Then he did the explosion. They were shooting at the door, and he got his
Mm-hmm.
back up against the door trying to close it. He could have got shot through them bullets was
Yep.
coming right through that door. Then he tried to delete himself, and the bullet didn't go off until he pointed the gun away from him. I was like,
Exactly.
yo, this man, this is some crazy luck right now.
Like your
Like,
time is
really
not your
weird.
time.
Right.
That's what it was.
That was really weird. Okay, so Walt is like, you know, right now we're worried about the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Um the real issue at hand is that we have a dead guy in the RV and it's getting warmer outside, so we got to do something soon in a way that no one will ever find the body. And I mean, it's already real, right, Mooch? But when he suggests that it seems like dissolving the body in acid is the best course of action, like Jesse was like, oh my gosh, that's messed up. And you
I
can
mean,
kind
but
of feel like the humanity though. You know what I'm saying?
because this is like he was like, this not even something I was even signing up for.
Right. All they doing is selling it. He's not like this real criminal who's into like, you know, strong arming or putting folks down. And this is some new stuff. So, oh my gosh. So here we have this whole thing where there's about to be a coin toss. So, um, Jesse was like, that's messed up. And who's going to deal with that? Because I don't want to. But then Walt says, well, flip a coin for it. And then Jesse was like, oh no, I'll do the body and the acid. Okay. Because at this point, you know, neither Walt or Jesse want to delete Crazy Eight. You know, what's
Exactly.
done is done with the other guy, but to actually go ahead and snuff the life out of somebody else is like, oh my gosh, because they're not killers. All right. So anyway, they wind up flipping a coin, and Jesse got the job of dissolving the body in the acid, and Walt has to delete Crazy Eight. So did you want to add anything onto that before we move on? Because you know
Yes,
that's
he didn't. Walt didn't. It was one. He was kind of like, man, I wish I didn't do the coin toss.
yeah. Yes, he was trying to do a two, what, best 2 out of 3 or something like that.
Exactly.
Because even then, nobody wants to delete this guy. So what? And but at the same time, what's his name? Jesse. He didn't even want to do the body and the acid thing.
He didn't want to do any of
Yeah,
it.
none of it. But then I guess when he started to think about it, he's like, okay, no, I'll do the acid thing, right? Because he's dead, so whatever, you know. But yo,
And he was
he
like, we
was
don't
trying
get
to
to
drag,
choose. He was like, we don't
yeah,
get to choose.
he was trying to drag it out, but obviously Jesse was the lucky one in this situation, I guess,
Yeah.
if there is, you know. So let me see where else. So now Jesse has to go to the store, right? And he has to get some plastic bins while Walt, he can't bring himself to delete Crazy Eight. He's drinking beer, and eventually he rolls a joint and smokes it, and we're going to talk about that soon as well. But before we get there, he was trying to choose a weapon, right? It was a knife, a real hammer, and then a shooting hammer, aka the gun, as you could see in the
Mm-hmm.
picture, right? Then he just figured, you know what? I'll simply use a plastic bag. So he goes downstairs to face Crazy Eight, but winds up running back upstairs when Crazy Eight starts to talk to him. Like, who is that? Don't mess with me. Who is it? Who's there? Or I see you, whatever.
Yeah, I
So
see you. I see you.
yeah. So he runs back upstairs, but Crazy Eight is like, oh, I need some water, please, whatever. And so he freaking winds up giving him water, making him a daggone sandwich, a bucket to pee in or take a crap in, and some toilet paper. All right.
And he
And
was
then,
trying to be as how you say non-verbal, non-communicating
yeah,
as possible. He sliding it from that distance.
yep. He was
I was
like, I
like,
ain't trying to,
Dad, he sent him everything: the toilet paper, the bucket, the
right.
2 water bottles, and that bologna sandwich. And that bologna looked mad. Oh,
Yeah. It's like, and it's like you're basically nursing him back to health before you delete him. Like, keep him weak, if anything. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
That might sound cruel, but like, you're about to take him out. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
You giving him his last meal. You know what I'm saying? So he asked where his cousin was. Like, where's my cousin? Is he dead? And like you said, Walt had really no words for him. Just kept on going. Went back upstairs, and then that's when he rolls the daggone joint. Okay, he was feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was cracking up when Jesse got back and saw Walter high, right? And he thought it was amusing too until he realized that
He was
Walter
like,
was
"That's
smoking
my
his.
weed."
Yeah, you know how people are about their weed. Like,
Oh,
what?
heck yeah. Like, yo, how you gonna dip in my stash and I ain't even home.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take care of some stuff. We ain't even friends like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, go ahead, make yourself at home.
Yo, he was pissed. He's like, is that my weed?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So, but Walt, he hardly said anything. Yo, he was so like just chill. Like, did you get what you need? What did you get? Like, he was just so chill right there. Like, I don't got no, I
It
ain't
was
worried
like
about nothing right
that
now.
one bucket cannot fit an entire body.
Mm-hmm. And then he was all cool, like, so maybe you'll get 2, and then we'll put the torso in one and the legs in the other.
Yo, he was mad calm.
Yes. And like we said, this is not their forte, but he over here mad chill with it. Like, just put the legs over here and the other one over there.
Yeah, of course. Like, once he done had that ooh-wee,
Yep.
sure. He like, yeah, all right. Just, you know what? We'll just put it over here.
Right. Make you
Make the best
careless.
of the situation.
Right.
After all, he's dead.
So then Jesse asks Walt how it went with Crazy Eight, but when Crazy Eight starts coughing, Jesse already knows the answer, right? So he was like, you didn't do it? And Walt says, I'll do it tomorrow. And then he leaves because he had a doctor's appointment with his wife. Okay. So now, Mooch, I want you to actually talk about this doctor's appointment before I just kind of go over the,
This
main
had its good and bad, like sad moments with it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's excited. She's excited.
Mm-hmm.
They find out the sex of the baby.
Yeah.
And then it's like when she says, you sure you want a girl? You gonna have the same attitude when she's 16 and in high school and starts dating?
Yeah.
And that somber look came over him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was like a bittersweet moment, and his emotions did get the best of him.
Yeah, because he was saying like, yeah, I was hoping it was a girl, and that's what you saw when she was like, well, let's hope you have that, same attitude when she's 16 and dating.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that would have been, like you said, that would have been okay if he didn't have a terminal illness. Yeah. So now it's kind of like hit him like a ton of bricks. Like, yo, I'm not even gonna be here to see my daughter be turned 16. Isn't that sad?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was pretty sad. And now Skyler also was asking him who Jesse Pinkman is. Asking him all them questions.
And
asking all them questions. Go ahead.
What did you think about his comeback?
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
girl,
whoa.
It was the best of the episode to me. It was my favorite freaking moment because she was getting on my nerves. She's asking, so he says, oh, he sells me weed, and I kind of like it. And she's like, he sells you weed? What are you, 16? What is wrong with you, Walt? Your brother-in-law is a DEA agent. And I'm like, really?
I'm like, real over that? Over some
Yes.
weed?
Right. Always. I mean, at this time, weed wasn't legal, but this is also, it wasn't legal anywhere, right? No.
Wait,
Because
I
this is
don't
from 20,
know.
this is from like, this is years. This is like from 2008, I
2015.
think. 2008, I think. When did weed become legal?
It depends on if you have a medicinal license, but
Yeah. Weed wasn't legal,
to me, he
but
can
it's
get it
just,
now though,
yeah, of course.
because his illness.
I'm sorry, weed wasn't legal at the time, but it's just that it's like he's not
It
a
was
little
such
boy.
a taboo at this point in these years, where everybody didn't talk about doing it unless you didn't give a F.
Yeah, especially her.
Especially a professional person like him, a teacher.
Mm-hmm. But he's telling her, he just kept it real, even though he didn't keep it real. But it's a good thing he had some weed, because that probably was able to kind of give him a lie to tell,
Mm-hmm.
And she had already been looking at everything all on his page. What she say? His my it wasn't MySpace, it was my something page.
It was something like MySpace though.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, on his my 4 page or whatever it was, he she sees that he's a druggie, basically. So what business do you have with him? And that's when he's like, oh, he sold me weed. But I was just like, you know what, like, he was so calm, and he's like, listen, I still love you, nothing has changed. I may be doing that, things are a little hard for me right now, but what I need you to do right now,
what I need is for you to climb down out of my ass.
I loved it to the point where I had to capture it. All right. Like, I was just,
I'm surprised. This is the first time I've seen you put video on.
yeah. But I reduced it to like 5 freaking seconds. So, but man, it's the freaking best line. And it's so funny because he doesn't say climb out of, he said from down out.
Yeah, so she's all the way up there.
Yeah, like you all the way
up there.
Giving a prostate exam and everything, yo. Come up out the freaking the intestines, please.
No, Sally said 2016 we became legal.
Yeah, like I said, we already knew that it wasn't legal. It's just the point is that she's treating him like a kid. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, what are you doing? Is it DEA? And so you think the DEA is gonna be mad that he's smoking weed?
No.
Girl, go sit down, please. Oh my gosh. And climb from down out.
I know, like, you need a ladder to get out of that motherfucker, right? Let me get the ladder so I can get down from out your booty.
What I need is for you to climb down out of my ass.
And he said it so calm.
It sounds so nasty, though.
Yes, I know. He said it so calm, though. Can you do that for me, please? Oh, gosh. She's annoying, yo.
She was like,
yeah.
Look at her face.
I can't, like... She couldn't believe it.
She's like, what? Like, I know he's messing with somebody now, the way he's talking to me.
Right, because he don't talk to me like that, like nothing.
He don't talk to me like that. He ain't give it to he don't usually give it to me like that.
Yeah,
something is wrong.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on. We're gonna probably do a small little recap of what you thought of last week's episode. But
oh gosh.
So I said last week, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, the first episode.
Yeah. So next, while Walt is bugging out in his classroom, guys, yelling out, "Stop it!" while the kids are taking a tag 1 test. Jesse is at home smoking crystal and he's mustering up the courage to handle Emilio's body. And he tells himself that it's just a bunch of meat. It's just a bunch of meat, right? So he goes out to the RV and he pulls Emilio's wrapped up body out. But looky, okay? Who the heck done came up?
How she did really some digging to find out where he lived.
Word. And, she really irked me in this scene because she just like let herself into his gate and she just gave me these Karen vibes. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
She did a Karen.
Huh?
I said she did do a Karen.
She really did. That's what I'm saying. She gave me these Karen vibes. I'm like, oh, so, Jesse says, whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, yo. And she's like, well, my name is Skyler White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. And I'm like, ooh, I just want to smack her, yo. Because she was just doing the most. And she's like, then she had the nerve to tell him, don't touch me. But you trespassing on his property.
Know. Exactly.
That was so annoying. My brother-in-law is a DEA agent, and I will not hesitate to call him. Do not sell marijuana to my husband again. Oh my God.
Like, what?
You're right, because she was like, I just want you to know that my husband told me everything. And he's like, he did,
I know. He's thinking that she know everything.
Mm-hmm. So what did you feel about this? Like, what did this make so far? What did you think about Skyler before this?
What did I think about her?
Yeah, before this. Like, did you have like a real opinion of her? I know it's only the second episode, but
the first episode, that's why I was gonna save it for that, because the first episode is like she seemed like she was bored with him until the pumps changed, if you know what I'm talking about. And once that changed, she was like, wait, what's going on? He doing something. Because remember, I'm gonna stick to this episode. I'm like, yo, she's really intrusive, and you could see homeboy's feet and directly behind her. And then when she turned around and changed the angles,
right? I'm like, oh my God!
All right, so he gonna try to keep her distracted where she just walked straight out. And I'm like, man, he don't know how lucky he was.
Right. Because she was just like, what are you doing letting yourself up in there? I'm like, lady, I will call the cops on you right now. Get out of here, lady. Even though he wasn't going to call no cops, but what I mean?
But he was saying that though.
Yeah, like, what is wrong with you? Get out of here. So she just really irked me. And people like her, oh my gosh, like these are real people like this. Obviously, y'all know the Karens, they do this all the time, especially if they're related. Don't let them be related to a cop.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, they act like they got the world on lock. I will not hesitate to call him. Girl, get out of here. Okay, so next, Jesse, he goes back into the house. He manages to pull Emilio's body up the stairs and puts him in the bathtub. Then he pours the acid over him and the guns too. So they're getting rid of the guns as well. And they're just dissolving everything in the acid. Okay. Then Walt comes in and how did you feel about Jesse in this scene, Moochie, when he was kind of like cursing Walt out, like, do it in your house, make you never want to live there again? He was
but you know what? I was like, yo, if the acid gonna melt that, I'm like, what the heck is he doing? He didn't even come back with the container.
No. Because he's a freaking idiot. Like Walt said, you didn't pay attention. Huh?
I said he wanted to act like a kid that know everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell some kids some stuff.
Nope.
He's still a kid to me in this, even though he's been out of high school for a couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. So now Walt, he comes back, and let me just make sure that Walt, I'm trying to, okay, here we go. Now Walt is back, and Jesse's like, you got a brother in the DEA, right? And Walt says, a brother-in-law, right? But where did you get that from? And Jesse was like, your wife came over here and she was busting my balls and stuff. And Jesse also told Walt, why would you tell your wife that I'm selling you weed? And Walt says, well, it was better than telling her that I freaking cooked meth and deleted a man. You know what I mean? So of course that Jesse totally understood that, So then Walt tries to get on Jesse about, smoking a bowl of crystal, but Jesse was like, my house, my rules. Plus I held my ends. I already took care of Emilio. So Walt was like, okay, boo hoo. I have the hardest part, the truly awful job here. Right. And then Jesse says, you want to talk awful? What did he say? He said, try dragging 200 pounds of stink up a flight of stairs. I barely got him in the bathtub. And that's when Walt was like, whoa, wait one hot daggone minute. you put him in the bathtub? And while he's saying that, what's his name is like, wait. No, Jesse's saying, yeah, you're trying to send me all over town to get these plastic bins when I have a perfectly good bathtub I could use, right?
You're like, what?
Right. So then he was like, wait, so obviously this is a terrible mistake because Walter's like, oh my gosh, wait the heck. What did you do? Right. So then that's when he go into the hallway. You see blood dripping from the ceiling and it's getting into the wood of the floor. I was like, oh my God.
No, when this happened, I was like, it's like, I said, I know he ain't leave the water running at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, that thing melted everything.
Yeah.
So I thought it was an explosion the second time because of all the chemicals.
This is disgusting. Like,
and that looked like body? His torso.
Yeah.
Like just was left of it. Like the stomach part.
Oh my gosh. It's disgusting, yo. I was like, this scene was so disgusting. Like the pieces the flesh, everything that was coming down. It kind of looked a little bit like watermelon, but just wasn't good. Like maybe watermelon that went bad or something. Like I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Look at their faces. Like what the heck is going on? Yeah, Jesse, you should have freaking listened. And look at his tub. Went right through.
I really thought it was an explosion at first until when they walked, I was like, oh shit.
Terrible. So that's pretty much how the episode ends, but it doesn't end like that. We kind of get back to the desert. In the beginning of the episode, we saw that when they were leaving, one of the gas mask was left in the desert. And I was like, oh gosh, I honestly don't remember anything with that, right? But it showed at the end that a little girl found it. And what does she do? She freaking puts it on her daggone head. I'm just like, all right now. So what I wanted to ask you about the first episode with everything what was your like first impression of Walter White?
He seemed like he was going through a midlife crisis. And he knew something was wrong with him, but he just had his life. I think he feel like his life didn't turn out how he expected it would. With his son, he's not in the best health. And he's got this cough. Then he's working at the car wash. And he's just doing that to make ends meet. And he's still doing something at that job that he didn't sign up for.
Right.
He ain't signed up to be wiping washing tires and all that stuff.
And then you don't have any respect from the students because now the students see you. Driving more. I was about to say driving more expensive cars than him. So everything is just really embarrassing. And what I wanted to ask you was, how did you feel about how he started to act after he found out his diagnosis? Did you see a shift?
Yeah, I saw a shift, but I saw that he knows he gotta he's trying to make sure that his family's all right when he's gone. So that's his game plan right now.
Right.
I don't want anybody to know I'm sick. And I want to make sure my wife and this baby on the way. You got a baby on the way, and you just been diagnosed with a terminally ill disease. So you're not gonna be around for this kid.
Yeah.
And his
Aw.
wife is already having a hard life with the son that she has to take care of.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta make sure I put her in the best predicament ever once I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his main goal. I
Yeah.
also like the fact that they told the story backwards,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to you figured out how we got here.
Right.
So that's what I liked about that. And I
Yeah.
like that they're doing it in this episode. They did it in this episode and the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, this is my first time watching it, so you won't receive any spoilers from me.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that it told it back and forth. And once you told me you was gonna do this, I didn't go ahead because I
Oh,
started
okay.
to. So I was like, you know what? Let me let her get the full effect. So I'm not going.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
you hate when I spoil things, so I
that's
stopped.
what's up. Thank you. But
Because
I'm
remember, I
actually
was doing this for my script writing class. So.
right. I still didn't catch on. I thought you saw it already.
They
No,
just told me to write like the second episode from the pilot.
oh, okay.
I don't know how good I did.
I would love to hear what you did. Oh my gosh. But guys, that's it. One thing that I'll share with you how I felt because it's been 10 years since I've watched this. So a lot of things it's not going to be fresh for me, but in a way, it's like, oh snap, I forgot.
Wait, it's been on for 10 years? What was the last
episode was
season?
2013.
Wow.
And that's when I started. Like I
and
caught
then
it. I caught it after.
So how many seasons was this?
It's 5.
Are we gonna do El Camino too?
Oh, I already did that. The movie?
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. And I was like, I couldn't keep up with it. That's right. Because remember, I was like, I never watched it. You asked me about it.
Just the movie. So
yeah.
I did the recap I did that years ago. But I want to do whatchamacallit because I've never watched that Better Call Saul. But we'll talk about that because that's a prequel. Actually, no, it's not a prequel.
Isn't it running like kind of adjacent to it?
It's a
but
prequel.
We get more into his life, right?
Yeah, it is a prequel, but I think they go backwards and they show his life after and they show before. But we're not going to talk about that because you haven't even met him yet. So we can't talk about him.
Okay. You can't say I did it. So
that's right.
I'm just glad.
Yeah.
You won't receive no spoilers from me.
But you see, and there's a lot of things that you notice like when you watched for the second time. And I watched and noticed that his brother-in-law does not respect him. And he was making jokes at his expense, and I was really annoyed by that. Right? He's looking at him like he's a weak man and all of this stuff. And
yeah, but got that whole macho thing in the alpha male.
Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was disgusting. But and I like that Walt was like, ready to fight those guys, those kids that was making fun of his son.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, he turned totally different
but
after
that's
that
why she was like, well, who the heck got him pumping his chest out like
right.
this? All of those was all signs when she said, oh, he's messing around.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because this is my little square guy. I mean,
they usually say when somebody's sick, they get that last burst of energy.
Wow.
So they usually they get that last
because now it's like, what are you gonna lose? Might as well live life on the edge. Everybody that I ever wanted to curse out, you saw him curse out his boss, F you in your eyebrows. He said, wipe down this.
Yo, but he was an idiot though. He was like, he quit. You got to go outside. I'll do the register. No,
yeah.
He was like, nah, we talked about this. I felt bad when he passed out because he was already messed up, but he was trying to figure out what was going on. And then when they took him in that ambulance and it was like, sir, are you a smoker? And he was like, no.
Right. That's the tough thing when people get lung cancer and they don't even smoke. Jeez. Yeah. Very scary, but also maybe being around all them chemicals too.
Yeah, but see, that's when we ain't know all of that.
Yeah, true indeed. So, okie dokie, guys, that was the rewatch and recap of Breaking Bad season 1, episode number 2, called Cats in the Bag. Please join us next week when we go over the the latest episode that we're gonna go over. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be episode 3 or 4. We'll see. Just stay tuned and keep that notification bell turned on. Also, Moochie, stay real quick what you're gonna be doing on your channel, really quick before we go.
Okay, well, if you haven't earlier, I did the trailer breakdown for Hightown. The new series comes on this Saturday, right? Well, it comes on the same night that Power is. So hopefully Tuesday, I will be doing that at 9 before this. So
okay, awesome.
that's what we're gonna try to do that, so then we can just, go right into this. So we'll see.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, guys. Everybody take care and be blessed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Bye-bye.